Hey guys, welcome back. Check out today's little DIY project, the ice crown. It's simply made from these sticks. That's right, hot glue sticks created this crown. I've got some tips and tricks for you on how to do this, and it's nice and easy. Let's go check it out. Alright, so here's the ice crown that we're going to make today. Well, we're not really going to make it. I'm going to show you how to make it. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe down below. Hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. Okay, thanks. Okay, for the ice crown, in order to create this, you need to figure out the diameter around here. So what I did is I took a measurement around the model's head and then around my own and kind of split the dip on it so it would fit a few different size heads. Once you've got that done, you need to determine how wide you want the band, whether you want a really thin one, really thick one, how you want the points. You kind of figure all that out first. Now, in order to make it, you need to make it on something. So what I use is simply a garbage can, and it gets made like that. Now, you can't hot glue onto the garbage can because it'll stick. So you need something that's non-stick in between. My best advice, and it worked beautiful for me, is a piece of non-stick tinfoil. Worked great. Now, for your glue, let me just move this aside for a sec. The dollar store, it's your best bet. It's cheap. It works great. I mean, this is just a cheap project, so I just used dollar store glue and bought quite a few bags of it. Now, another thing to be aware of on this, glue comes in different colors, not just your standard. You can get kids hot glue that has different colors, so you can mix and blend to your heart's content. You can also get some glue that has glitter into the glue, which is kind of cool. You can add a glittering effect through it, or on just parts of it if you want, by changing the glue sticks out. This is the version I did. Now, you will notice there is discoloration on this crown, because this crown's a few years old now, and it's kind of yellowing off. But honestly, I really like the coloring effect that's going on with this. This one point here is a little lighter colored because I added it later on, and I'll show you how to do that. So, to start with, we have our garbage can and our tin foil. So what I did is I measured around the garbage can to figure out where the diameter is to make the band that would fit my head in the model. Now, let me just slide this one on for you. So once this is on your tin foil, mark out your tin foil. You can mark out where you want the points as well. So you just transfer it on either with a marker or a pen or whatever you want just to mark it up. Make sure you mark your width of the band that you want going through and any of your points. Okay, once that's done, you're going to start pumping on hot glue. You don't want to add too much hot glue at once. If you do, gravity's going to take over and the glue's going to start running down. And for the band, you don't really want that. You want to keep that band a nice band style shape, unless you're going for something really bizarre. Now, if you also don't want it totally round, you can put little notch worth parts in it just by simply going around that way with the glue. So you take your glue gun, and as you can see, this one is used and abused, and it's got glue all over it, because I do a lot of DIY glue projects. You'd be amazed what you can do with this stuff. So what I do is I just start squeezing and putting glue on. Now, as I said, you don't want to put too much, so I work my way around the whole band, all the way around, until I come back to this point, and then I just start going over top. That way, you get the thickness of the band that you want. You can make it as thick as you want or as thin as you want. Be aware, if you go too thin, your crown's not going to have any structure, and it'll just kind of flatten out on you and might not be as durable. So you just keep coming around with the glue to get the thickness of the band you want. Make sure you're getting the shape that you want within the band. If you want a more smooth appearance to this, then what you can do is take a piece of non-stick tin foil, wrap it around your finger, and that way you can rub and smooth it down that way. Or you can take a tool or something else and use a non-stick tin foil again, and that way you can just smooth it right out and you can get a cleaner look. I wanted it more lumpy, bumpy, more icy looking, so I left it a little more rustic, au naturel, if you will. Now, once you've got your band created, I let that cool, and I actually took it off, tried it on my head before I went any further to make sure that everything fit okay. Once you know that you're good to go there, you like the look of it, everything's perfect, I then slid it back on here and then created these down parts. Now, you can create these in a couple of ways. One is basically you just simply come along here and start pumping the glue. Once you get enough glue on here, gravity will take over and it'll start dripping and sliding down. So I basically was just doing this and a little heavier on the glue at the top and letting it come down to create the finer points. Now, another way to do it is like this. Piece of non-stick tin foil and glue gun, and just create the pieces on here. So you can create any shape that you want. It doesn't have to be a point. If you want to do like little curled pieces or actually curl it around, you can do that. Again, make sure it's thick enough that it'll maintain the shape. Let it completely cool. Then simply take it off. Add some hot glue. Stick that on. And then add some more hot glue so it looks like it's part of the crown. It wasn't just kind of stuck on after the fact. As I say, this one here, that's what I had done. I added it after the fact, pumped on some glue so it started to run down onto this, and that's how I created it. So you can see this is a really easy project. You just have to figure out the diameter you're going to do, create your band part first, let it cool, and then start working on your points or whatever shapes you want to it. Now, if you want things embedded within the crown, say you wanted gems inside the ice or something like that, as you're building it up and you get maybe halfway thickness, put your gem that's glued in and then pump glue over it as you're building along, so you'll actually have things embedded within the ice crown, which is pretty cool. I decided not to do any of that. I just wanted more of the cleaner look to it. I'm just giving you some other ideas and the flexibility of what you can do with this. So if you want a seashell in here or a gem or whatever you want, you can. If you don't want points like this, you can create any shape of this that you want and just simply glue it on. So you can let your imagination run wild with this crown. And it doesn't have to be an ice one. You can do variations for various other projects. But for an ice crown, this is the way I did it. This is the way it came out. And I was really pleased with it. And I've got some images that I will show you of that. But yeah, so once this is completely cooled, everything's nice and cold, you pull that off, there's your ice crown. You will find you get all these little wispy pieces that if you like, you can leave. If not, you got to go around and clean it all up. Now, the one other thing that I did to kind of dress this up a bit is I used a clip-on earring that kind of looks like a really cool snowflake. Again, it's just a clip-on, and that's exactly what I did. I clipped it on. It's a clip-on earring, worked brilliant. I love it. Now, the only thing with that was I had to put a little bit of putty on the backside of the earring because it was leaving a bit of a red mark and irritating the model up, which she let me know in no uncertain terms. But yeah, no, the shoot went really well. This worked out really good. Like I say, you can add different ornaments to this. You can dress this up, dress it down, let your imagination run wild. That is my ice crown. So let's have a look at some of the images right now. I loved how that shoot came out. That model was fantastic for doing that shoot. Pictures, I was really pleased with it. The ice crown gave me the exact effect that I was looking for. Really happy with it. As I say, this is a project you can let your imagination run wild because there's so many variations, there's so many different things you can do with it. I just wanted to give you the basic foundation on how to do this project because some people aren't aware of what you can do with a simple little hot glue stick. Potentially, I'll have some more projects with the glue sticks in the future. You never know what creative shoots that I come up with because I do tend to come up with quite a few. But that's it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. I'd love to hear back from you and what you thought and what you thought of the images. So, to wrap this up, Until the next time.